the sweet peppers of life. Isn't this a gorgeous display? Most peppers come in, oh, I've got something cooking over here. It's making all the noise. But we've got the green, orange, yellow, red peppers, and there's also a yellow pepper called banana pepper, but most of the time we find that in a jar. And I don't know why, because it's the other sweet pepper. These peppers are related to the chili peppers that are hot and spicy, but we are going to deal with the sweet peppers today. So I want to put these down, and I want to tell you, when you go to a store, a lot of times, and that's the way I found my 3 colored ones, not the green ones, it was in a bag. And one of the reasons why they're shipping them that way is because it does help them stay fresher longer. Because when you get them home, that's one of the things you do, is put them into a plastic bag. So my green ones I picked, they were done singly. There's usually more green ones than there are colored ones. The green ones are usually cheaper, and the green ones are very popular in American cooking. Let me turn this a little bit. What I'm doing here is removing the skin. This is one of the ways to remove the skin. And if you'll notice, if we keep turning it, the skin gets loose and you can scrape it off. The other way to do this is to take this, put it on a fork, and hold it over the flame itself. What I find most of the time is I don't need to remove the skin. Now when this gets pretty brown on all the sides, and you notice it's cooking while it's doing this, it's gotten soft, and it's all the way around. So now I'm going to put it into a brown paper bag, or if you had a pot that was deep enough already, you could just put the cover on. And then we're going to let this sit for 15 minutes, and then the skin will come off very easily, even the part that wasn't as brown as the rest of it. So now, what do we do with the regular pepper that we just want to eat? Because you can eat it raw. So there's a couple of ways to get into it, and there's a couple of things you have to take out of it. So I'm going to show you the easy way first. And if you just want to slice it, or if you want to dice it, I kind of follow the lines of the little thing, whoops, and I pull it off. And on each one of these are called ribs. You'll see how white they are, and they do not have a pleasant taste, and people cut those off. Now don't cut so far down you're into your green or red, but this happens on all of them, and you can just cut around, take them off, and then you're leaving behind the seed pod. Because the seed pod here has all the seeds hanging onto it. You don't want to eat that part. So I'm going to put this, and then there's different ways to cut this. You can cut it in the strips, serve it like that, eat it like that. The other thing you can do is dice it up and have it for putting into anything you're sauteing, add it to a stew, whatever. And then, if you don't want to use it all now, you can put it into a plastic bag raw and just keep it for later and use it later. Now, once you've frozen it, it'll never be as firm as it is now, but it's great for cooking. So this is the way to store it in the refrigerator, in the freezer of your refrigerator, so you can have it and it's all ready to cook. Now, there's other people that want to use these, and they want to cut one of the beautiful colored ones. They want to be able to stuff it, because this, you end up, with this one, you end up taking out the sides, and then you end up with just this. And this one, I'm going to take the top off, because I want to make stuffed peppers, which is one of the more popular things that people like to use peppers for. So you cut around the stem, and on the stem on the other side are all the seeds. And you just pull that off, and then you can discard this. There's not much way to use this. So I'm going to discard that. But now inside, as you can see the ribs, and you can see the little seeds that are still hanging onto the ribs. We need to get that out, otherwise it'll impact the taste of your stuffing. So I use a spoon, and I just push down on the top of the rib that's here at the top, and then I slide down the side of the pepper. And I do that around, and it will take out the ribs. You see that? Now you can't see it. And maybe what I should do is I'll cut this in half and you can look at it. We'll pretend like it's still whole. But if I was doing this all the way around, then this is the side that I've scraped with the spoon, and this is the side that I have not. And what I'm doing when I'm going down inside when it's still standing up is I'm just scraping this off, and it comes off rather easy. And then you just dump it out, and just pat it, and then you rinse this out, and it'll take out the other seeds that didn't come out. And then you can stuff this and bake it. Use any kind of meat. Usually there's a grain of some kind or some breadcrumbs to soak up any oil from the meat so there isn't a puddle inside the bell pepper. You can also just bake them this way. You can turn them upside down on the halves, put them in a baking dish and bake them. And usually you would do that along with something else maybe. The other way you can use the bell peppers is you cut them into fourths and then in halves again, and now you've got eighths of a pepper. And then if you brush both sides of the pepper with some oil, you can lay these on the grill, indoors or out. The other thing you could do is you can put them on skewers and make shish kebabs. Put them on as part of that. And you just lay these on the grill and they will cook. And you can do this on the outdoor grill next to your meat, and then you've got your vegetable for your meal. Bell peppers are very, very versatile. They are very high in vitamin A. They're very high in water. That's the reason why they need to feel heavier than they are when you're buying them. The other thing about bell peppers is that once you get it cooked, say you did this out on the grill and you didn't eat it all, you can then put those into the freezer, in a plastic bag, and just put it in the freezer. And they will keep for you for quite a while. That way you've got stuff just kind of ready to go. They're great for stir fry. They're great to, as my kids used to say when they were little, they loved to suck on them and suck the pretty water out of them. And they actually are a very pretty vegetable. The last thing I wanted to show you was that when you're inside the bell pepper and you say you've cut it in half and you don't need all of this, try to take this out before you store it, because this has kind of an acidy taste to it. And if it sits in the bell pepper once you've opened it, it can end up making it have this funny taste when you start to use it. So go to my website. I've got a lot more information about bell peppers and the ways to use it, especially in stir fry. And I hope you enjoyed trying the bell peppers.